from childhood, and it was partly the influence of my parents, academia was held very high in our regard. When I was a small boy, that was my goal, was to make my way into academia and accomplish something.
So the Viterbi algorithm is probably the most famous thing that he's recognized for. It was discarded as a practical application because it was thought to be too difficult to implement. And that was the case in the 1960s. Now, with the progress of electronics and Moore's law scaling of electronics is a small portion, a tiny, tiny little portion of a chip.
It was somewhat overwhelming effort, and it actually, when looked at afterwards, it all seems so obvious.
A few years ago, with some colleagues actually at Qualcomm, we decided that we wanted to try to estimate how many bits are decoded by a Viterbi algorithm every second of every hour of every day in the world. Is using cell phones, is using satellite communication, deep space exploration. So it's a tough estimate to do. But I think we got pretty close, maybe 1 or 2 orders of magnitude. So we reached the conclusion there was 1 petabyte bits were decoded by a Viterbi algorithm every second of every hour of every day.
Yeah, it's nice to know that every one of about 3 billion smartphones has some small ingredient derived from my work.
I'm incredibly lucky that I've come into the lives of this family. The entire family, I think led by the patriarch, Andrew, sees life as something to be actively engaged in, not a passive experience.
It has been a privilege to know Andrew and Erna. Andrew's amazing vision, his brilliance, generosity, and enormous heart are apparent.
When you're with Andrew, you get a sense that you're dealing with a person who's thinking about the world in a very deep way and a very wide-ranging way.
He's really a very nice person. He's very modest. He's an outstanding educator. He is a world-class researcher, a very successful entrepreneur. I would also add a very generous philanthropist.
Andrew's generosity to the Old Globe has created the Erna Finzi Viterbi Artistic Director Fund, which supports productions and arts engagement and humanities activities throughout our season.
The Viterbi Family Department of Ophthalmology and the Shiley Eye Institute are dedicated to patient care excellence, breakthrough vision research, educating the future leaders in ophthalmology, and community outreach. With his transformative gift, we will have state-of-the-art laboratory space in which to seek answers to some of the most impactful questions in vision science through multidisciplinary and collaborative research.
It's always a great honor to get a medal, and it's always a nice, a nice pat on the back. At the same time, I also must admit that as much as recognition as a philanthropist is very satisfying, recognition for one's professional career is even more so.